Hey everyone, and welcome to Isms by Josie. Today we're going to be doing the Mandalorian from a Disney crochet kit. For my returning subscribers, thank you so much for tuning in. And for my new viewers, please consider subscribing, share, hit that like button, leave a comment below, and click on that notification bell for future videos. So today, you guys, we are going to be doing another character from the Mandalorian. And today we're doing the Mandalorian. This kit gives you enough material to do Grogu in the pram and the Mandalorian. So last video, I finished up Grogu, and today we're going to do the Mandalorian. This is a little scary. Look at how many color changes they are. I don't mind doing color changes. I just, it gets a little intense when there's more than one color. Or more than two colors, and then also if it's small, because we know this is going to be small. So we'll see what I can do. If you need to speed up or slow down the video, click on the gear button in the corner. There's playback speeds to go fast or slow. If you don't need to hear me talk, you can lower the volume on your device and click on the closed caption CC button. Okay, so I repeat new stitches 3 times, step by step, and then for the rest of the time I go whatever pace I need to go at. And then for instructions, I will read them out and then go step by step doing it unless it's a repetitive instruction. Okay. So we're working with the worsted weight yarn: gray, black, dark gray, medium brown, dark brown, yellow, beige, light beige, and blue. Oh my goodness. Really? Blue? Anyway. Stuffing, of course, we have our size E/4 or 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. And pay attention to the hook sizes because as we saw in the Nightmare Before Christmas, they had different hook sizes that weren't necessarily in this kit. So just check for that. And then we have our tapestry needle and a stitch marker. I believe they might have given you like 4 or 5 stitch markers. I have all the stitch markers that I've collected throughout the kits that I've done, so that's why I have so many. It's always best to invest in a pack of these stitch markers because sometimes we get to do multiple rounds with the similar instruction, and sometimes it's a lot. Okay, so let's get straight to this. We're going to try to do as much as we can within a 2-hour video. We're going to do the head and body first, and we're starting with the light gray yarn like we have here. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, so we'll see how this goes. We use this one for Grogu. Oh yeah, this came in a long. Okay. All right. Start with the light gray yarn. When changing yarn colors in the same round, you need to carry the yarn you're not using behind your stitches. Work over it every 3 stitches or so. If this is not necessary, it will be indicated. All right, let's hope so. Okay, round 1. What's funny is that this doesn't use the magic ring I found in doing Grogu, so it's very interesting. Alright, so let's start this off. To cast on stitches onto your hook, we're going to do a slip knot. So how I do that is I take my pinky and ring finger and thumb, and we're going to grip the end of the yarn here. Then I'm going to take my index and middle and hold a decent amount of yarn apart. I'm then going to take my hook and we're going to lay it perpendicular to the yarn. We're going to go down, out, and around to make a loop. And I'm going to drag my hook close to my thumb here. I'm going to take my middle finger and just pinch it where it crosses so I can let go of my left hand. Then I'm going to gather up some yarn onto my finger. And then I'm going to pinch the very end of this yarn here. I'm going to drag the hook back down towards my thumb, and where it crosses, I'm going to pinch with my middle finger and thumb. That way my hook is stabilized. It can no longer go up or down. I'm going to do a yarn over, and I'm going to pull this through this loop. Next, I'm going to overhand my hook, and then I'm going to pinch the end of my yarn again. I want to push this knot towards my thumb. Either it hits the thumb or it gets too tight, it can't move anymore. Whichever one is, just stop right there. So I'm pushing this down, and it seems like it's just getting tight. I can't push it down anymore. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to grab my knot that I made, and I'm going to drag this close to the hook. You can pull this out while you're doing that. You want to leave yourself a little bit of room because we are going to be starting our crochet. Wow, this thing is just wanting to focus on life, isn't it? All right, and I turned it off, so it shouldn't be focusing like that. All right, let's see if it doesn't do it anymore. I can't stand that. That's annoying. It's still doing it. This is my struggle as a content creator. Like, why are you... Stop focusing. I even had you not focus. That's the funny part. Alright, I don't know if this is going to do anything. Hopefully it does. Alright, so we're going to chain 2. Let's show you how to chain 2. So, stabilize your project by holding that knot lightly with your middle finger and thumb. And we're going to do a yarn over, like that. We're going to pull this through the loop. Just like that. So now we have our first chain. We just have to do it one more time. So again, yarn over and pull this through the loop. 2. So we have 2. Now it says work 6 single crochet stitches into the first stitch, and we're going to end up with 6 stitches. So I'm going to stick my hook into this back hump here. See, if we flip it on its back, you can see the braiding. You could put it here. I'm just, the way that I do it, I just put it in the back hump. So you have your braid here, braid here. I'm going to stick it back here. Okay. That makes sense. I just put my hook right under that braid. Alright. So try to flatten down any excess pieces. You might be able to tuck that in to your work. Maybe not, but you can always trim it later if it doesn't. Okay, so now we're going to do a single crochet stitch. So to do that, we are going to do a yarn over. We're going to pull this through the loop like that. So now you have 2 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over. And you're going to pull that through both loops, and we have our first single crochet stitch, and that second chain becomes your chain 1. I'll explain that later. Okay, so now we have to do this 5 more times. Stick your hook back into that back loop there. Then we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So we have to do this 4 more times into that back loop of that braid. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we have 3 single crochet stitches. Let's do this 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So now we have our 6 stitches. Just so that I can keep track of where my last stitch is, I'm going to take a marker and I'm going to put it on the top braid of the last stitch I've made. So you see here, that's the last stitch we made. I'm just going to slip this underneath that braid like that. And so that way I can keep track of the last stitch I made from the last row. Okay, so now for round 2, we have to do 2 single crochet stitches in each stitch around and end up with 12 stitches. Okay. So to do that, count back 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put your hook into the 6th stitch. We're going to put 2 single crochet stitches in this one stitch. So how we do that is yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to stick our hook back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Alright, so now we just have to do this 5 more times. Into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we have 4. We just have to repeat this 4 more times. Into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we should have 6 single crochet stitches, and we just have to repeat this 3 more times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I'm going to remove this marker, replace it at the last stitch we made. Okay. Then I'm going to count back 12 and put my hook in it. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Put your hook into the 12th stitch, and let's read the instructions for round 3. For round 3, we have to do 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch, a single crochet stitch in the next stitch, and then we have to repeat this 6 times and end up with 18. So we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Into that same stitch we just used, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we have 2 single crochet stitches. Then we're going to do a single crochet stitch in the next stitch. So in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we have 3 single crochet stitches so far. So we just have to repeat this 5 more times. So into the next stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches. 1, 2. Into the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet stitch. So now we just have to repeat this 4 more times. Into the next stitch, we're going to put 2 single crochet stitches. 1, 2. Into the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet stitch, and then we'll just have to repeat this 3 more times. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Last time. 1, 2, and 1. Okay. We're going to remove the marker. And we're going to mark the last stitch that we made. And we're going to move on to round 4. So for round 4, we have 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch. Then we have a single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches. And we have to repeat this 6 more times, and we're going to end up with 24. But first I'm going to count back at 18 stitches, make sure I have that. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Okay. So we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches in this one stitch. 1, 2. Then we're going to do a single crochet stitch in the next 2 single crochet stitches. So 1 and 1. And then now we just have to repeat that 5 more times. So 2 single crochet stitches, 1, 2. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches, 1 each in the next stitches. 1, 2. All right, so now we just have to repeat that 4 more times. So into the next stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches, 2. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches in the next 2 stitches, 1, and then 2. Then we just have to repeat this 3 more times. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to take the marker and mark the last stitch I made. Okay, so now for rounds 5 and 6, we're going to do 2 rounds, a single crochet stitch in each stitch round, and end up with 24 stitches. So let's count back 24 stitches first. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. 1. Well, we'll count this in the end actually. Okay, so we have to do this one more time. Normally I would leave the marker on, but I don't need to do it for this. So we're just going to do one more of the same instruction, 24 single crochet stitches. Let's make sure that we still have 24. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh. 5, 3, 10, 3, 15, 3, 18. I don't know why my counting is not up to par today. 5, 10, 15, 24. Okay. One more time, single crochet stitches all around. 1, Okay, now I'm going to remove this marker, mark the top of my last stitch I made, then we can move on to round 7. So for round 7 we have a single crochet stitch in the next 6 stitches, then we're going to do back loop only, a single crochet stitch in the next 12 stitches, and then single crochet stitch in the next 6 stitches, and end up with 24 stitches. That was a lot. Okay, so let's make sure that we have 24 single crochet stitches. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Stick your hook into the 24th stitch. We're going to do a single crochet stitch into the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Then we're going to do back loops only, a single crochet stitch in the next 12. So let me show you what that is. So all this time we've been working with these braids. There's actually a front and back loop to these braids. So if you're looking at this project here, here's your braid, for example. this loop on top is the back loop, and then this loop down here is the front loop. So as long as you remember that, you'll be all right. So stick your hook into the back loop only. We're gonna do our single crochet stitch like we normally do, but we're just gonna do 23 more of these. Alright, if this is hard to see, my project is kind of curling in now. So what you want to do is just flip this inside out. Okay. Alright, I lost count. So 5, 6, we just have to do 6 more. Back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So when you do back loop only, you'll end up seeing the front loop just chilling out here. So you kind of get a little line, and that's how you know that you did it right. But now we're gonna do 6 single crochet stitches. But we're gonna put this underneath the whole braid, front and back loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So now I'm just going to count back 24 stitches, and I'm going to put my hook in the 24th stitch, but let me just move this marker up. Alright. This is the joy of the yarn. Okay. Let's count back 24 stitches. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Whoa, did I miss something? Hold on, let me. Okay. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. Oh, false alarm. Alright, so then we can do round 8. So for round 8, we have single crochet stitches in the next 7 stitches, change to black yarn, back loop only, single crochet stitch in the next 10 stitches, change to light gray yarn, single crochet in the next 7 stitches, and end up with 24 stitches. Carry black yarn behind your work until you need it on the next round, then stop carrying it behind. Okay, let's see what happens. So we're going to do 7 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Before we do the 7 one, I'm going to change to, I'm going to prep my black. So we have our black yarn here, which oddly enough is a lot softer than the gray. So I don't know what brands they're using, but I feel like they're just using whatever. All right, I'm going to unravel this. This is a fairly thin yarn. If I were to use my own yarn, oof, I would have huge projects. Okay. So we have our black. Let's see if I can pull the inside. What I mean by inside is if you can find the yarn that starts pulling thread inside, that's the inside end. This side here is the outside. Pulling in from the inside will keep your yarn from rolling around. So that's why I like to do that. All right. So we're gonna cast on with our black now. What you want to do is pull out this hook, right, and give yourself a good amount so that you can't accidentally, lose your stitches. Set this aside. Let's cast on with our black. So we're gonna do what we did before with the pinky and ring finger and thumb, hold the end. Then index and middle, hold apart a ways of the yarn. We're going to lay our hook perpendicular to the yarn, go down, out, and around so we can create this loop. Drag the hook towards the thumb, put your middle finger right where it crosses, and we're going to let go of our left hand. I'm going to gather up some yarn on my finger. Then you're going to grab the end again, and we're sliding the hook further down towards the thumb, and where it crosses, I'm just going to pinch it so that you can't slide it anymore. We're going to yarn over and pull this through the loop like that. And then I'm going to overhand my hook. I'm going to pinch that yarn again, and then I'm going to take my index and thumb and just push this knot down and tighten it up. Once you get there, you can pull out this end piece to tighten it just a little bit more. I'm going to grab my knot, slide it up towards the hook. Make sure to leave a good amount so that we can slip this off the hook temporarily. Set your black yarn aside. Let's pick up our project again, stick your hook back into the loop and tighten it up. And then we're going to complete our 7th single crochet stitch in this light gray. Stick your hook into the next stitch. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop. So now you have 2 loops on here. Now before we finish the single crochet stitch, I want to slip my black onto the hook, and we're going to finish that single crochet stitch with the black. So take this loop and pull it through the 2. And see, we've completed the single crochet stitch and we're good to go for the next one. So for in black, we've changed to black, back loop only, we're going to do 10 single crochet stitches. So we're going to leave this guy behind. Let me see, are we changing back to gray? Okay, so when it says carry black yarn behind your work until you, and where did I read that? All right, here. it says, okay, the yarn you're not using behind your stitches, work over it every 3 stitches or so. All right. They said it wouldn't say it if it's not necessary, but here's the thing. We're doing 10 single crochet stitches and then we're changing to gray. So you want to have your gray ready to go. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. So you want your gray to just go along the edge of your project. So what we're going to do is we're working with back loops only. You're going to stick your hook into the next stitch in the back loop only like we did before. But when we do that, I want to make sure that this feeder yarn is lying right on top of that hook there, parallel to the back loop stitch that we just put the hook in. And then we're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So now we have 2 loops in black. We're going to yarn over and pull a loop again. So we pretty much crocheted this feeder yarn into the back loops that we are sticking our hooks in. So we're just going to do this 9 more times. So stick your hook into the back loop only of the next stitch. Make sure that your feeder yarn with the gray is just lying right across it, across the hook. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So now we just have to repeat this 8 more times. Stick your hook into the back loop only. Make sure that your feeder yarn is across the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, so now we just have to do this 7 more times. 1, 2, and the yarn is softer as it is compared to the others. It's still sticking to itself, so you're gonna have difficulty just pulling this normal. Okay, what number am I on now? 3, 5. All right. 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one 10, but we're gonna change to light gray. Change to light gray, single crochet stitch in the next 7 stitches. So like we did with the gray, we're going to take our black and put it in the back like this. You can put it off to the side. We're going to pick up our gray again, and so like I said, we had crocheted it into our project as we were doing the black, so we kind of took it with us. And at the same time of it, when you look behind, there's no loose yarn. It's all stitched in, so it's all clean. Now they said that work over it every 3 inches or so, and it'll tell you if it's necessary. So it didn't say that at all. I don't think it's yeah, it didn't say that. So you would have seen this, just the gray just chilling out here, and you would have to drag it all the way here and make sure you maintain the shape. So it's easier to crochet it in your project. Only if, like, since this is gray, it'll blend. If we did it up here, you'll probably see the gray, so you're gonna have to figure something else with that. But anyway, let's move forward. we're not gonna crochet the black with the gray because it's what I said. It's not gonna blend well because black is such a strong color and it'll show through your stitching. So we're just gonna leave this behind. Okay. So we're gonna do 7 single crochet stitches. 1. Is it still back loop only? Let me double check. No, this is front and back loops. So just under the braid, we're going back here and we're doing, oh, not yet. We only did 9. 3, 6, 9. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Take your black. We have to finish the 10th one. I stopped here because this is where we transition with our gray. Okay, so we have our hook here. We're gonna yarn over with the black, pull up a loop, then you can drop it back and off to the side. Okay, now you can take your gray. We have our 2 loops of black. We're gonna yarn over and you're gonna pull that through the 2 loops of black. So now we have our 10 black, back loop only, and we're gonna do 7 single crochet stitches, front and back loops just under the braid like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. Okay. Then we're going to remove the marker. We're going to place it on top of the last stitch we made. And we're going to see what the next round wants us to do. So for round 9, we're going to do 11 single crochet stitches, and then we're going to change to black. Single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches, stop carrying black yarn, leave it hanging to pick up on the next round. Change to light gray yarn, single crochet stitch in the next 11 stitches, end up with 24 stitches. Okay. So let's get some yarn here. Oops. Okay, so 11 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then for the last stitch in gray, 11, stick your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then here we're going to leave our gray to the back and off to the side. We do have to grab our black, and we are going to drag it a decent amount of way, but it's not as bad as as the gray, you know, because this is a shorter distance. You just have to make sure that you kind of hold that yarn right around the perimeter, the inside perimeter of this helmet when you get up to your gray. That way you can hold yourself the slack that you need for the circumference of the helmet. So you see how I'm pinching that? Just do something like that. And then I'm holding in place some of it. Alright, so we're going to yarn over, pull that through all the loops, and we have our 11th single crochet stitch in gray. We're going to do 2 stitches in black. We're going to do put this in the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then like we did with the gray, we're gonna switch to gray. So you want to put your hook into, and you can, this piece that's just chilling, we can crochet it in with our stitches, so we can clean that up. So into the next stitch, put in your hook. Also have that excess stretch of yarn on top of your hook. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You can drop your black and put it off to the side. Grab your gray yarn, and we're going to finish off this single crochet stitch. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops, okay, and then we're going to do 11 single crochet stitches in the gray, light gray. So 1, 2, 3, and like I said, you can crochet this black piece in with it so that it's not just hanging around inside the helmet. Also, it just makes it look cleaner. So you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we're going to move this marker on the top of the last stitch we made. Okay. Then we're going to move on to round 10. Single crochet stitch in the next 6 stitches, change to dark gray yarn. Ooh, hoo, hoo. We're working with 3 colors now. Back loop only, single crochet stitch in the next 4 stitches, change to light gray yarn, single crochet in the next stitch, change to black yarn, single crochet in the next 2 stitches, change to light gray yarn, single crochet in the next stitch, change to dark yarn, back loop only, single crochet stitch in the next 4 stitches, and then change to light gray, single crochet stitches in the next 6 stitches, end up with 24. Carry the dark gray yarn behind your work until you need it for the rest of the helmet. Yikes. Okay. So we are going to do 6 single crochet stitches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then before we complete the 6th, I'm going to pull this out now, set it aside. We are going to work on getting the gray, dark gray ready. Okay. This is a little scary. We're working with 3 colors now, so hopefully I won't like screw it up. Again, you want to try to find the inside of the yarn the other end. So if you can get that out, that'd be great. I can see it right here. So that was an easy one. Set this back here. Alright, one more time, the way that I showed you. Pinky, ring finger, middle, start over. Thumb, ring, pinky, hold the end. Index, middle finger, hold the yarn apart. Put your hook perpendicular to the yarn. Go down, out, and around to make a loop. Drag your loop towards your thumb. Put your middle finger right where it crosses. Let go of your left hand. We're gonna put some yarn around our finger here. Pinch the end again. We're gonna drag the yarn back down towards the thumb. Pinch it where it crosses so your hook can't move anymore. We're gonna yarn over, pull this through the loop. Right, then I'm gonna overhand my hook, pinch the end of this yarn and push this knot towards my thumb to tighten up that knot. Once you can't move anymore, you can pull this end out a little bit to just feel that knot getting nice and snug. Then we're going to pull the knot towards the hook. You want to leave amount to get your loop off your hook. Then I'm going to put the hook back into the project. Tighten up the loop a bit. And then we're going to complete our 6 single crochet stitch. So into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Let's put our gray, light gray in the back and off to the side. I'm going to pick up my dark gray, slip that on. We're going to pull this loop through these two. There you go. Then we're going to do back loop only the next 4 stitches. So 1. Oh, and you know, while we're here, let's crochet the gray with it. Okay, so when you stick your hook into the next back loop only, lay your gray right on top of the hook there. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and we just have to do this 3 more times. Into the next stitch, lay the feeder yarn across the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Into the next stitch, lay the feeder yarn right across the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So we're going to be changing to light gray again. So for our 4th stitch in the dark gray, put in your hook, lay the feeder yarn on top of the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull up a loop, and then we're going to drop our dark gray to the back, off to the side, then pick up your gray. It says that we're going to do a single crochet stitch into the next stitch. So let's complete the single crochet stitch first. Yarn over, pull through both loops. And what's crazy is that we have to do this now with the black. Alright, so once we finish that, let's do our 1 single crochet stitch in the gray. Put in your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. We're gonna let this fall towards the back, off to the side. We're gonna pick up our black. Okay, yarn over and pull through both loops. Try to give your slack so that this stretch here makes it nice without pulling. Okay, so in the black now we are going to do the next 2 single crochet stitches. So 1 and 2. But before we complete that, we have to switch to the light gray. So let's transition to the light gray. Put the black off to the side. All right, we're going to yarn over. You're going to pull through both loops. We're going to do our 1 single crochet stitch in the light gray. Put in your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. But before you finish that, we are now going to take our dark gray, and we're going to have to span this. You know, it's not that much, but it's still a distance that we're going to be stretching this out. So yarn over, pull through both loops, and then we have to do 4 back loop onlys. So 1. Oh, and you can carry the gray with you, so make sure that the gray is lying on top of the hook for every stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Before we finish the 4, we got to change back into gray. So let's take your gray, putting the dark gray off to the side. All right, yarn over, pull through both loops, and now we're going to do 6 single crochet stitches in the light gray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So now we are going to remove this marker here and mark the last stitch we made. Then we can continue on to the 11th round. All right, so for round 11, this color changing, ooh, keeping me on my toes. For round 11, we got to do a single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches. And then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch, and then single crochet stitches in the next 3 stitches. We have to do this 2 times. Then we're going to change to dark gray. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch, change to black, single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches, change to dark gray, single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches, change to light gray, 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch, single crochet stitch in the next 3 stitches, 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch 3 times, and we're going to end up with 30 stitches. Dang, Gina. Oh. Comment below, let me know how you're doing. Let me know if you find color changing fun. Or let me know if you despise it. I like it, I just don't. This is the first time today that I've been, or not today, but first time this year that I've done 3 color changes in one round or one row, and it's a little intimidating. Okay. I'm probably getting way too much yarn, but better more than not. So we are going to be, all right. Let's do a single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Okay. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch. 1 and 2. Okay. Then we're going to do single crochet stitches in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. But before we finish that, we are going to remove the yarn off my finger. We have to change. Oh, we're doing it 2 times. Never mind. Going back. Wait, are we? Yeah, sorry. 3. It's getting late. All right, then we have to repeat this bracket one more time. So 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch. 1 and 2. Okay. Then we have to do single crochet stitch in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and then 3. Before we finish that, now we got to switch to our dark gray. So let's remove our light gray off our finger. We're going to pick up our dark gray, and we are stretching this a good amount of ways. So like I said, make sure you have the circumference, have it follow the circumference of the helmet. Pinch it so you get it close to where you need it to be. We're going to finish off this last single crochet stitch. Okay. Then in the dark gray, we have 2 single crochet stitches in next stitch. Then we're changing to black. So stick your hook into the next stitch, right? We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. We're sticking our hook back into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. We're going to drop the dark gray because we now have to pick up the black. Okay, so yarn over, stretch that black, make sure you have it go right along the circumference of the helmet. We've pulled through 2 loops. Now we can do the black. For the black, we are doing change to black yarn, a single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches, and then we're changing back to dark gray, so into the next stitch. And you can stitch together the dragging black yarn that we have here. This gray I can drop, actually. Okay. 1. Then into the next stitch we're going to do 2. Okay, but we're not going to complete it because we have to change to the dark gray. See, just manhandling 3 different colors is complicated for me. Alright, so we're going to yarn over, finish this second black single crochet stitch up. Then in the dark gray, we're going to do a single crochet, let's see, dark gray, 2 single, change to black yarn, single crochet, change the dark gray yarn, single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches. Why is it different from the other one? Okay, well, it says change to dark gray yarn, single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches. So you can crochet the stretched gray that we have back here. So 1 and then 2, but we're not going to finish this here because we have to change to light gray. Okay, so you want to grab your light gray. You see how we're getting tangled up here. Not a fan. Okay, just getting some yarn on my finger. I'm going to be switching to the light gray here. Right. So in the light gray, 2 single crochet stitches in the next stitch. One, 2. Okay. Then we're going to do a single crochet stitch in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches into the next stitch. 1, 2, and then we just have to repeat this one more time. So single crochet stitch in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches into this last stitch here. 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to remove this marker and place it on the top of the last stitch we just made. Then we're going to move on to round 12. Okay. So for round 12, we have a single crochet stitch in the next 13 stitches, change to dark gray yarn, a single crochet stitch in the next stitch, change to black yarn, single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches, change to dark gray yarn, single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches, change to light gray yarn, single crochet stitch in the next 12 stitches, and end up with 30 stitches. Change to dark gray yarn, carry the light gray yarn behind your work until you get to the front of the helmet. Alright, so we're going to take our light gray. Make sure I have enough yarn to do this. And it's crazy because the photo already looks different from what I have. This is what I have. It has the gray like right next to the black, and the instructions clearly say that you change from the dark gray to black. Here you have a line of gray separating it. So they definitely did something different. Okay. So, let's see. And at this, I don't really care. I would correct it to look like that, but I am learning as I go. I don't want to confuse you guys. We see what's happening. Okay, we're gonna single crochet stitch in the next 13 stitches. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. We're not going to finish it. We're going to pull up a loop, but we're going to have to switch to dark gray. So put your light gray towards the back, off to the side. We're going to pick up our dark gray, and it does have to stretch a little bit of ways, so we're going to do that. Pinch it where it's right next to your stitches, and we're going to finish this single crochet stitch like that. Now for the gray, we're going to do a single crochet stitch in the next stitch. Okay, and then we're switching to black. So into the next stitch, and you know what? Yeah, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and you can't finish with the gray because we're going to be using the black. I swear, what is going on with this? Hold on. This thing is so weird. Okay. So in the black, we're going to do a single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches and change to dark gray. So let's complete this last single crochet for the dark gray here. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches in the black. One, and then 2. We don't finish the black because we have to change to the dark gray. And in the dark gray, we're going to do single crochet stitch in the next 2 stitches. So yarn over, pull through all loops. Let's do 2 single crochet stitches. One, you can if you can, crochet the rest of that dark gray that's just chilling in the back. 1, 2. Alright, but we are going to not finish it. We have to change back to light gray. Okay, so in the light gray, we're going to do 12 single crochet stitches. So let's finish up this last single crochet stitch here. 1. Alright, and then we're going to do 12 single crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so now I'm going to move this marker to the top of the last stitch I've made. And then we're going to see what the next round is. Oh crap, we have to change the dark gray. I'll show you how to do that. This is what it's looking like. It's not the same. But maybe it's not. But I have a feeling it is the same in the movie. But this is what it's telling us to do. So whoever created this one kind of missed the boat somewhere. Alright. Change to dark gray. Carry the light yarn. Okay. So I want to remove this marker. Sorry, you guys. We got to change to dark gray, and I didn't do that. I forgot about it. But we're going to undo our last stitch that we made. Like that. Alright. We're just going to redo it, but we're going to use the gray to finish it. So into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then we're going to drop this behind off to the side. We're going to grab the gray, and we'll probably grab it to run this circumference this side here. So you want to make sure that it comfortably goes all the way around. Because when you add your stuffing, you're going to see it. If it doesn't, you can see the stretch. It's going to make your project not smooth, but to make sure that's fixed. Right, we're going to yarn over, and you're going to pull through all the loops. So we have our gray now, and then we're going to mark the top of the last stitch we made. I want to see what it says next. All right. So for round 13, we have back loop only. We're going to single crochet stitch in the next stitch. It looks like we're doing all of, let's read ahead. Cut the light gray yarn, leaving about 15 inches. Alright, so we're going to get rid of the light gray after this row. So let's do this row first. Back loop only. I'm not going to worry about crocheting anything into itself because it looks like we're going to cut the light gray anyway. But anyway, so back loop only, we're going to do a single crochet stitch. So into the back loop only, single crochet stitch. Okay, question is, for the next ones, is that back loop only? I guess that's back loop only. All right, we're going to do single crochet 2 together. So let's do that. What we're basically doing is we're taking 2 stitches and making it into 1. So stick your hook into the back loop of the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, then into the next stitch, put your hook, okay, yarn over, pull up a loop. We have 3 loops now. We're going to yarn over and pull that through all the loops. So we have 2 back loops only stitched together. Okay, so then next we're going to do a single crochet stitch in the next 3 stitches. So back loop only. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and we have to repeat this 4 more times then. So 2 single crochet stitches together, or single crochet 2 together. So in the back loops only, put your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, into the next stitch, put your hook, back loop only, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and then we're doing 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to do this 3 more times. So single crochet 2 together, into the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, into the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, and then we're going to do 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, and 3. Okay. So then we're going to do this 2 more times. I don't know, I lost count already. Single crochet 2 together, 1, to the next stitch, 2, then 3 single crochet stitches. At this point here, you can take that dark gray and crochet it in there so that it's just out of the way for when we stuff. So 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2, and 3. All right. Okay. Then we're going to repeat this 1 more time. Single crochet 2 together, 3 single crochet stitches, okay. Then we're going to do the last part of this, which is 2 single crochet, a single crochet 2 together, 1, 2. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet stitches, 1, and interesting. Oh crap, I only did 2. My bad. Alright, after our single crochet stitch we have to do 3 single crochet stitches, and I only did 2, so let's do the 3rd one. Make sure you're paying attention to your count, unlike me. Alright, then we do the single crochet 2 together. I can't say that to save my life. Alright. In case you're wondering, I just missed a single crochet stitch. I only did 2 instead of 3. But at last piece here, we're doing single crochet 2 together and then a single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So that is the last part we need, and I only caught it because I marked the last stitch of the round and I saw that we had 2 left, or I had more left, and I was like, ooh, that doesn't look right. So these markers are very helpful, so I definitely would suggest getting them for any project that you use. Make sure you clear that. Okay. So we got that. Now what it's saying is cut the light gray yarn leaving about 15 inches. So I have my ruler Okay, today I have my tape measure. We're going to measure out 15 inches. This is a lot. Okay. So I have my 15 inches. I'm going to take my scissors and we are going to cut the light gray. Okay. Alright, cut the light gray yarn, leaving about 15 inches. Using this yarn, you will make the vertical lines on each side of the black section of the helmet by working slip stitches along the surface, pulling the yarn from underneath and through the holes in the crochet. What? Alright. This is dark. I have my gray here. Using this yarn. Oh, that is crazy. But how do I get front? See, this is why. I guess we shouldn't have. Oh, but that's where we changed. Alright, we're going to pull this out of the dark gray. So same thing, pull it out a good amount so you don't lose any stitches. We have to fish our yarn around the perimeter like this. But I think, like it said, every 3 inches, every 3 stitches, might as well, right? So this is what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put our hook in and out of a stitch. And we're going to slip this through. And this is probably the better way to make sure that it's staying around the edge of the helmet. Because we have to stuff this, you guys. And you don't want that to be in your way. Count another 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. In and out of the stitch. Yarn over. And pull. All the way out. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's dark gray now. Or not really. Right? This is still gray. Okay. Alright. So what it wants you to do is we have to do vertical lines. So it's going to look something like this. So what I'm going to do is stick my hook. How far up is this? Stick your hook in here. We're going to grab the gray. And then we're going to pull it through the loop here. Okay, make sure that you're not pulling it too tight. You want it to go perfectly up towards that spot, not stretching anything or pulling anything. So I got this loop here. What I'm going to do is, alright, so we're going to go into the next stitch down, and then we're going to yarn over and pull that through all the loops off your hook. We're going to go into the next one down, pull, yarn over and pull through all the loops off your hook. Again, and next one down, yarn over, pull through all the loops off your hook. Next one down, yarn over, pull through all the loops off your hook. Next one down, yarn over. We're going to pull through all the loops off your hook. Let me see. On each side of the black section of the helmet. So that's so weird that they have you do it that way. Okay, and then all right, see how it kind of diminishes in before the gray? Well, they had it diminish before the gray. Let's remove one. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to copy exactly how it looks. So, remove one. All right. What I'm going to do is pull out a loop. I'm going to come back up just above the gray with the hook. I'm going to hook that loop in, and I'm going to pull that into the helmet, and I'm going to pull it all the way out. So there we have it, diminishing in the right spot. Nice. Then what we're going to do is go into the other side. Okay. We're going to yarn over, and pull that through. But again, you want it to be flat. You don't want it pulling, right? So make sure this is flat. We're going to go into the next. Did I put this in the right one? No. All right, make sure you put it in the same spot as the other side, otherwise it's going to look uneven. Okay. Okay, then we're going to put the next one down. We're going to yarn over, pull through all the loops. Next one down, yarn over, pull through all the loops. Next one down, yarn over, pull through all the loops. Next one down, yarn over. Okay, pull through all the loops. And then like we did before, remove the hook off. We're going to go just under the dark gray spots here. Okay, slip the hook back into the loop. We're going to pull that into the helmet, but we're going to pull it all the way out. If you can. Okay. So we have that. Then, if you can, we have to find a spot to kind of tie this off. Let's see. Side of the black section of the helmet by working the slip stitches along the surface, pulling the yarn from underneath and through the holes in the crochet. Secure your stitch loop with a stitch marker so your work doesn't undo. Let me just read this and we'll come right back. This is funny. So, this is where you're supposed to read ahead. So this little paragraph tells you kind of what to do, right? But then this this section through here. Tells you how to do it step by step. The only thing that I did different is that it wants you to put the slip stitch on the outside of the back loop only. And I put it on the inside of it. So that's the only difference. I'm not going back. Yeah, you can go fix that if you want. Sorry, you guys. Anyway, so I'm going to fasten off in the back. So how you do that is you yarn over, pull through something in there, anything, and then yarn over again and pull that through the loop all the way out. And we're going to pull on it until that tightens up and that becomes like a knot. And then it says you can weave it or cut it. So, but yeah, I was like, what is all this stuff? Guess that's what it was. But that explains, that's so weird though. They could have, I mean, I guess they wanted this detail, but they could have done it to where it just looks like that. I don't know. All right, now I still have the black. I didn't say anything to do with the black, but we're already at an hour and 40 minutes here, so I'm gonna make a stop on this. This is a lot to absorb in one day, so there will be another part video. I'm gonna sort through all this stuff and we'll see. I think it said a while ago back here about the black. Then stop carrying it behind. Yeah, so the black could be tied off. Let's see, we're changing to brown yarn next. Beige yarn, dark brown. We have mid brown, beige, dark brown, light gray, dark brown, dark gray, mid brown, beige, dark gray. Just checking to see if we have any more black after this, because I'm going to cut this off and fasten it off so that you guys know how to do that. Okay, it doesn't look like we're going to use black after that, which is insane, but okay. Alright, so let's get rid of this black. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off. Alright. A couple inches or so. Look at all the tangle that I did. Alright. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a moment at this helmet. We're going to do another fasten off. Okay, so that's yarning over. We're sticking the hook into something. It could be a stitch, it could be these stragglers, but then you yarn over, you pull through that, then you yarn over again and pull all the way out, then you tighten it up, and then you can weave this however you want to weave it until you cut it. Just make sure that, like, whatever you're sticking your yarn in, you're not messing with the other image in the back, in the front. Okay. So I just want to make sure I get this tail weaved in a little bit before I cut it. Okay. I'm going to take my scissor, cut this short. And we have the first parts of our helmet. When we come back, you can just slip this hook back in here. But for now, I'm just going to put this here. It's starting to look like Mando. Not bad. comment below. Let me know what you think of all this madness. Let me know if you're having fun, at least. It's cute. It's just a little, this is not beginner friendly. Not for me, but you can tell me if I'm wrong. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Tune in into the next video. Click on that notification bell. This is Isms by Josie. Please share, like, and subscribe for future videos. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks. Bye.